Hey guys, I'm Desikan, and in this video we're going to be swatching a bunch of new lipsticks to my collection, some really popular ones and some that were highly requested. So I have a handful of this. This is going to be a huge lip swatch video. The first one we have is the Kiro 4Play Non-Stop Airy Matte Liquid Lipstick. This has like 4 liquid lipsticks in just one packaging. This is like a perfect on-the-go product where you have your different shades, you can mix and match it, and you can go from like AM to PM, switch to lip colors. Like if you're wearing something in the morning, you just wanted to quickly like adjust your lip color, you can use just this one product and you get different shades of brown in this one. They also have something for red, pinks and nudes. I have swatched previously some of those other shades as well. And in this, there are 2 existing shades and I think 2 new shades from what I can see on the website. This one is infused with avocado oil and apricot oil. You guys know I absolutely love the formulation of the Kiro liquid lipsticks. They are really nice, pigmented, comfortable, long wearing. They don't wither, they don't just flake off your lips, they don't dry your lips out, and they have stunning shades. So let's get swatching. I'm going to be taking off the lip tint that I have on my lips, which is Romand Almond Rose. The first shade in this squad is Smoky Taupe, which is a beautiful cool toned nude shade which looks absolutely stunning on my skin tone. I can see people of up to like medium and medium tan skin tones pulling this one off. Of course, if you are deeper than I am, you would need a lip liner or mix and match it with some other shade in this squad itself. I can see myself reaching out for this one so much. Look at it. Look at the pigment, look at the color payoff of this. The next one I have in this one is called Toffee Truffle, which is an existing shade and one of my favorite shades too. It's a warm brown shade with red undertones to it. Again, a very wearable shade even without makeup. It wouldn't wash you out, and such a stunning shade would look good on all skin tones out there. Next shade in this is called Brown Sugar. This is a much deeper sort of mauve brown shade, and it is also again on the cool tone side. And the last one is Cocoa Crush. This is a much deeper brown with again deep red undertones to it. If you have medium skin tones or deeper skin tones and you just wanted that perfect quad for you, you should definitely try this one out. Every single shade would work out for most skin tones out there, and again you can mix and match, change the undertones of this and make a shade lighter or deeper. It's just a beautiful quad to own. I absolutely love these kind of shades on my skin tone, and this is definitely going in my everyday makeup bag. If you guys get your hands on this, I think you would be super impressed. Next up, I'm going to be swatching some of these newer shades from the MACximal matte range. First one is Cool Teddy. Very cool toned nude, pale nude shade, definitely for people with lighter skin tones. Next up, we have a shade called Iconic Photo, which is a very warm toned brown with a lot of orange undertones to it. And I don't personally like the shade, nor do I like the formulation of this. It is very, very sheer. It's not like the usual MAC matte lipstick. The next one I have is Bear, which is like a deep purple, actually like a blackened purple kind of a shade, and I'm not a very big fan of this on my skin tone, and also it has too much shine for a shade that is this dark. The next one is Hodgepodge, which is a sleek satin formulation, which is like a cool beige, and again would look a little bit nicer if you have like a brown lip liner and a very 90s kind of a shade, but personally not my favorite. The next one I have is the MAC Powder Kiss liquid lipstick in the shade Chestnut. Oh my god, all of the shades from this range have been so disappointing. This is also like the previous shade, that is Bear, very purple, very like charcoal purplish kind of a shade. Not a very big fan of it. And also I think they've changed the formulation of this Powder Kiss liquid lipstick. It is extremely patchy, not as moussey as I remember like the other shades being. This is just a little too sheeny and a little too wet looking on the lips. Why fix something when it's not broken? Because that Powder Kiss liquid lipstick formulation was one of my favorite. And also from MAC, I have these shades in Go Retro and Viva Empowered. This is the shade Go Retro, which I feel like is a more pink version of Retro. But this you can see has a little bit of pigment. It is not like as sheeny on my lips as those previous shades were. And then this shade in Viva Empowered. I think is their limited edition collection, and when it came on discount I picked it up immediately because this shade was calling my name. Next up I have these two lipsticks from L'Oreal which was making rounds everywhere, so I picked up two shades. The one that I was the most curious about was the shade Worth It Intense. This is the shade Worth It Intense, which is a deep dusty mauve shade and would look really good on a lot of different skin tones. It has a lot of shine to it, right, the finish of it, so I thought it would exaggerate a lot of the dry patches on my lips, but it is sitting so beautifully on my lips and I love this shade. It's a little bit of a cool tone shade, so you would need a little bit of makeup with this. You can't just wear this on its own. The next shade I have is called Silver Play from the same range. It is a beautiful deep red with a lot of berry tones to it. Very wearable shade and again looks stunning. It's not a transfer proof formulation, but it stays pigmented enough on your lips even while transferring. But it could be a little bit of a messy product to wear. When you're eating something, it could bleed. I wish they went back to their OG formulation. You remember the time they launched that the Star Reds collection and you know that pure garnet and everything. I loved the formulation of that lipstick a lot more than this though, because that's sort of like semi matte. It's not like a drying matte finish, but it's also not so like glossy looking on the lips, and I like lipstick shades like that. I'm still that person who reaches out for somewhat matte formulations. Next up I have a ton of lip products from MyHughes, who are very generous with their package, which I don't really get a lot of PR products without any obligation of posting. I do get, so anytime I have an obligation to post a product, I charge the brand. I don't do it for free. I've heard a lot of good things about the formulation of these liquid lipsticks and the shades and how flattering they are on Indian skin tones. So the first shade we have is 03 Chestnut. It's a beautiful peachy terracotta kind of a shade, not very pale and not very like patchy. The formulation of this is pretty pigmented. It goes on really nice and even on the lips, but I do notice that it does take a little while longer to dry down on your lips, or I'm not sure if it ever completely dries down on the lips. So yeah, but they feel really nice and comfortable and they are super pigmented on the lips. And so yeah, this is the shade Chashni. Next up I have the shade called Cutting Chai. So this again looks so beautiful on my skin tone. This would look good on every single skin tone out there. It is such a beautiful dusty burgundy shade. Absolutely amazing. And then I have the shade called Rani Sa, which is a stunning muted mauve shade and something that I can wear on a day-to-day basis, like a very beautiful everyday shade. I'm not sure about the wear time of these lipsticks because this is my first impressions. I haven't really actually worn them out anywhere. Some of these I know, some of this I don't know. And then I have the shade called Rose Gulla. Again, another stunning, warm, peachy, pinkish kind of a shade. If you don't like anything with mauve tones and you wanted a little bit of peach in your lipstick, they've got you covered. They have something for you as well. Beautiful again. Okay, some of these shades are transferring a lot lesser. The next shade we have is called Seher. Such a beautiful brown nude shade. I absolutely love it. I'm just impressed by every shade I've swatched. The last one we have from this range is called Gulkand. Stunning warm pink, very wearable and just looks amazing. And then also from this brand we have their High Glow Lip Elixir. This is what the packaging looks like, and oh my god, just look at these shades. Swatching the first shade, which is Heer 05. So this is what the shade looks like. Next one we have is M.A.C. Very nice brown toned orange shade. The last shade we have is called Yana. This is a warm pink shade. And then I picked up a couple of shades of these Fae Beauty modern matte lipsticks. These are not my favorite formulations. I have tried out a couple of different shades. I find them to be sort of sheer, not very, comfortable on the lips. They exaggerate the lines of my lips a lot. And I don't know, the way the formulation I imagined it to be is not how it looks on my lips. So anyways, I've swatched the shades for you guys. This one is in the shade Wholesome. The shade is stunning. It's a beautiful brown tone nude shade, but the formula is just not for me. The next shade we have is called Home. These just don't look good on the lips if you have two-tone lips or dry lips. Just keep that in mind. So this is a warm-toned brown shade. We have a shade called Bougie. You can just see even in the bullet, they don't have the necessarily the nicest finish. So this is the shade Bougie, which is a peachy nude kind of a shade. The next shade is Unhinged. I figured a way to apply these lipsticks is you apply a lot of pressure when you're applying it to get that pigment to show up. like this. The deeper shades have a better pigmentation. Like this shade is my favorite. From this entire range, I like this shade, which is called Unhinged. It's a beautiful red, but it's not just your typical red shade. It's like that earthy red. It's beautiful. The last shade from this range is called Retro, which is a deep brown. The shade is beautiful, but doesn't look good on my lips. It's like aged my lips by 10 years. And I picked up some shades from the Lock Kissed Ink Liquid Lipstick range. Some of these were something that I got for free because I purchased something else from MAC. The first shade we have is called Decadence. It's a nice warm pink shade, a very wearable pink shade. Formulation of this is thin, pigmented, can be slightly drying, but it is very long wearing. Then I have the shade called Sophistry. What a beautiful shade. Oh my god, I can see myself reaching out for this one so much. Very wearable, even without makeup. It's like it has red, brown, this subtle orange tones. Stunning. Next shade that I was eyeing on quite some time, but turns out to be a disappointment. This is the shade Brazen, which is just a straight up orange shade actually. Last shade from this is Opulence. This is straight up a purple shade. Definitely not for me. There used to be a time I would wear these kind of shades, but of late, I don't think so. And then I picked up a shade from this Sugar Mousse Mask Proof Lip Cream in the shade Foxes. It's actually a cool brown shade. This has a very strong scent. It smells sort of like a mosquito repellent. So just keep that in mind. It takes a little bit of a time to settle down on your lips completely, and after that it does become transfer proof. And then I have these Love Earth Lip Crayon transfer proof lipstick. I have the version 1 and the version 2. First up, I have the shade Summerina Brown. This shade is not my favorite, a very peachy shade. Doesn't look good on my skin tone. Next up, we have the shade called Prunus, which also looks just as peachy as the previous shade. I'm not sure why we're having two similar shades in one box. To transfer also quite a bit. And then we have the shade called Coffee Rose. Such a beautiful, wearable, brownish nude shade. And then I have Butterfly Bush. Beautiful pink. It's not just pink, it has that subtle, like, you know, red hints to it. It makes it look so nice and saturated on the lips. A stunning shade. Last shade we have is called Juniper. This is such a pale nude shade. For my skin tone, almost looks like concealer on my lips. Next we have the Love Earth Lip Crayon 2.0 version. And by the way, these two come with a sharpener as well. First shade in this is Hardy Mums. Again, that pale peachy shade which I absolutely detest. Next one is Iris. Absolutely stunning shade. I just can't even describe this, but it looks good on every single skin tone. I can see it. Next one is Firewood. Beautiful pink toned red shade. Actually, I wouldn't call this to be extremely like a cool red or like a warm red. It's somewhat neutral leaning cool. It's beautiful again. The last shade is Lupin. We are back to the peachy, pale nude shades again. So I wouldn't suggest getting the entire box because there's another shade to this that is Summerina Brown, which is repeated from the previous version. So I'm not going to be swatching this. I'm going to be giving away this one. So it doesn't make sense having the same shade in both of the versions, because what if people are picking up both of it? And also not all the shades are really nice. So in this, I really like the shade Iris and Firewood. And in the other one, I like the shade Coffee Rose and Butterfly Bush. So you can just get 4 of these lip crayons instead of picking up the entire set. And then from Tony Moly, I picked up their lip tint in the shade Ginger Latte. It feels so different and like silicone, but it looks nice. It feels so lightweight, comfortable. It's transfer proof. It looks stunning. I don't like anything that's too watery looking on my lips. Like very watery, glossy tints emphasizes a lot of lines and dry patches on my lips. This is stunning. Then from Bobbi Brown, I picked up this shade called Claret. It's actually a beautiful shade. I love the formulation of this. It's matte but extremely comfortable, pigmented and beautiful shades. I have another shade called Parkside. And then I have this Click Stick gloss lip balm from M.A.C, but I'm going to be just swatching one shade because I don't really like the formulation of this. I find it to be extremely watery. It moves around a lot and it's also very shiny for my likings, and it also gets a little bit messy in the package. This is the shade Berry Jam. So that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Let me know what other lipsticks you want me to swatch in the comments down below, and I will get my hands on it. And let me know if you have any other videos you'd like to watch, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.